So apparently I'm not going to bed anytime soon. Let's just tap on a little bit. Let's just tap on, touch in. Let's just touch in on divine union codes. So let's start with, yeah, they were buried just as much as the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Just to be clear, and I'm going to make this crystal clear, no one is more empowering than the other, right? Everyone brings something to the table. The divine feminine brings something to the table. The divine masculine brings something to the table. And I'm not getting into all the details right now because that's just a whole freaking episode in itself, right? But I will say this. It was complete balance, right? There was balance. And that was rewritten. That was totally buried. Not even, you can't find that anywhere. I mean, I think the earliest thing you could find is 1950s with what the housewife is supposed to do versus, and versus what the I was about to say divine masculine. Nope, definitely not. What the, man was supposed to do. What their what was it, their description, their duties or whatever, of being the masculine, being the feminine. No divinity there for shit, sure. But I just wanted to say that it was balanced. Union was balanced, and that was really huge part of the blueprint of, the Earth Project. Very big, very, very big. And, that was buried as well. And I know a lot of us are waking up, right? A lot of us are waking up to the divine feminine, to the divine masculine, to, divine union, to the union codes, to the blueprint of the Earth Project. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you do know what I'm talking about, then you know, right? I mean, it's all the illusions, all the limiting beliefs, all the crap that we were fed for years, beyond years, thousands and thousands of years, is all coming to a head, right? And once you awake and you see it, you can't unsee it. That's what all the living in the, awakening with, you're going up in consciousness levels, but you're still, physically in the matrix. And that's enough to drive you fucking out of your mind to begin with. But I really did just want to touch on divine union coding and to stress the fact that the divine feminine was honored, and worshipped, but not in the way that you would define worshiping these days. She was just put on a pedestal. But then again, as was the divine masculine, and not in the way that, society had us forcing and putting him on a pedestal. Not that, pureness. The divine masculine was just as pure as the feminine. The divine masculine anchored, the feminine, did amazing things. I mean, like I said, I'm not getting into it, but just amazing things. And together they worked well because that's how it did. That's how it was. That's how the union was. You came together, you built together, you created together, you anchored in frequency together. It was just whatever. I just wanted to say, that's coming back online. Obviously, so many of us talk about divine unions, divine counterparts. I mean, I talked about that so many times with updates as well. And, although all of these things may have been, written out of history and buried deep down, they're all coming online. And maybe some of you will be surprised and shocked, like I said, in a good way, when all of these things pop up and you're gonna be like, oh my God, the remembrance. But you'll see, the whole world is shifting, and it's shifting, at a rapid rate, especially in 2026. And yeah, I mean, looking forward to 2026 and seeing what else is going to pop up and, break the illusion, the illusions are going to break for. And, for everybody to really remember why the fuck they're here and what the fuck happened and how the fuck we pull ourselves out of it. And that's a wrap. Good night.